Hello, it's me, back again, Angry Welshman. Now, it does pain me to say that I'm back on this dude again, even though this dude's far too easy, and I shouldn't really do that because I don't want to. I don't want to make it look like that I think that all flat earthers are this stupid. But, excuse me. This is going to be a little bit of a call out to this guy. I mean, really. I mean, he gets subscribers. He's got way more subscribers than me, which says a lot, really. That people actually listen to this shit, and the fact that he gets positive comments and likes, people like his videos. I mean, holy shit, and I want this man to at least comment on my videos. Let's see what kind of a person he really is. See if he has the balls to at least do what I do, to at least comment. I mean, gee, like I've said before, people can come onto my videos as much as they like and say what they like within reason. Like I had to block a YouTuber called Muck Scissor Fists, or whatever the fuck he is called nowadays. I have no fucking idea. So, after his obscene language, and he was just basically acting like a little mature little shit. So, only within those grounds that I will block somebody. But if you're asking me legitimate questions, I will try and get back to you if I can, because I'm quite busy. Try and get back to you and answer your questions if they're reasonable, because too many people on my comments essentially ask me questions that are unrelated to the video that I'm making, and it's usually the same old stuff that's been answered to them loads of times, and they already have their answers to those answers, or so I tend to not really bother with those. But I want this man to show me what kind of a man he really is, to prove me wrong that he's extremely stupid and looks like a bit of a psychopath, and for him to demonstrate to me how much he knows. Like he apparently said in one of his videos, or I think I've covered on, that he seems to know exactly how far away it is. So I'd love to know where he got that little fountain of knowledge. Because, he seems to think that he, what he believes in is, 100% fact, which I very highly doubt that. And just by the look of this meme that's in front of me right now, I can tell where this is going. It's astonishing, these people. You have no proof of fake landings. There are plenty of real pictures. Okay? And this one here, the earth is flat and God is real, even though there's no evidence to that. And gravity is not density and buoyancy, because it doesn't work. Density and buoyancy does not work that way, which I have explained many times. So, let's just see. I'm going to go through this video and have some replies of my own as I go along. Okay, so enjoy the ride and see how it goes.
I love gravity, Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson style brain, actual size brain if you love gravity.
Even though most people who have a low IQ, it doesn't exactly mean that their brain's any smaller. So yeah, not funny.
Lights, space, and if you think we went to the moon and you're on a ball, and if you think you're spinning at 1,040 miles an hour and you're near the equator,
what's that face for?
that's your brain, because you're not feeling any spin.
You won't need to feel any spin. Like I mentioned now before, if you fall asleep on a passenger jetliner, okay, you fall asleep and wake up, you won't feel like you're moving, sorry. You won't feel like you're moving. It's not until they accelerate that you would feel anything. So this whole notion that you should feel like you're moving is complete horseshit, and it's something that they've got to stop fucking regurgitating constantly.
Fake moon landings. You realize the moon landings were fake because when they show you that they're playing golf on the moon, it's in a studio. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Well done. You can, you remember lyrics to a song. What the fuck has that got to do with anything? The band probably used the inspiration of the conspiracy, inspiration to make lyrics. I don't think the band themselves probably thought the moon landings were faked. It's just inspiration for lyrics. What is that supposed to fucking prove? Nothing.
And all the musicians know it. They laugh at you for
No, they fucking don't.
buying this fake shit. Stanley Kubrick and the CIA got together and faked it.
Still, I'm waiting for improvement of that.
And your brain has grown when you realize this. No pictures of real Earth from space.
As I said, fucking plenty. There are plenty. Just you guys fucking choose to think they're all CGI, no matter how many times that's shoved up your ass.
You're getting pissed. What the fuck am I? How the fuck did they not have one real photo
They do!
of the Earth? How? How is there not a 24/7 live verifiable live feed?
There is!
Why can't we see people upside down on the globe if it...
Oh my fucking god. What? Can you stop with that shit? Your curved buildings, your fucking upside down people. That's not what it's supposed to look like.
exists. And you're not going to see that. The Earth is
Well, no, you're not going to see people upside down. Fuck me.
flat. God's real gravity's density. I hate the way they put... Anyway, it's like they don't even understand how it works. Here we go. The Godfather
So I think he didn't even like his own meme then.
of globetards, evolution. They think they evolved from an ape. Nothing's ever... Their apes are still here, humans are still here, nothing in between.
There's plenty in between, but
Ever to find, not one fucking bone.
plenty, actually. But the simple fact of the matter is, it's nothing to do with Flat Earth, obviously, but we were a species of ape that evolved. We moved into different areas, we adapted to those areas, things we no longer needed to live in the trees, so our appendages started to change, our diet changed. We started thinking, if you watch apes and orangutans now, they've learned how to use tools and things. This whole notion that, why don't we see evolution happen with us, as we're living now? Well, evolution takes millions of years.
Nothing's ever evolved from one species to the other.
False.
Yes. Do certain animals adapt to their physical geographic location? Absolutely. But
That's pretty much essentially what evolution is.
they'll never change from one species to another.
What do you mean from one species to another? Even with this picture of this ape here, can you see the similarities we are extremely similar? Even though I don't think this is a real picture of a real ape, I'm not entirely sure. But look at an orangutan, look at a chimpanzee and a gorilla. The similarities in our face, the emotion you can see, just how human they look. If you can't see that, then you're extremely ignorant.
What we'll do is, get longer legs to adapt to their environment or some shit. That's it.
Adapt to the environment, yeah. But how long does that the adapting take? So you believe the animals adapt, but you never try and tell me, or you never mention, how long do you think that adapting takes? The adapting doesn't happen over fucking night.
That's all you get. So, do you think you believe in evolution? You think you're on a spinning ball, an accident flying through space? You're a space monkey. That's your
Very fucking funny.
globe-tard godfather. Okay, the Earth is an enclosed plane, centered at the North Pole and bounded along its outward edge by a wall of ice. The sun and moon, planet and stars only about 3,000 miles above the surface of the Earth, and the glass firmament at the 3,100 miles, only about 100 miles away from the sun and the moon. I agree with all of this, except for the sun and the moon, especially the sun. Especially in the Tropic of Cancer, the sun is low. Tropic of when it comes around in the Tropic of Capricorn, it's low. It gets really low.
Oh, that's the thing. So you believe this scientist because he says the Earth's flat, but you also admit that he's wrong in certain aspects. But you still believe him anyway. It's funny that, isn't it? So you admit that some of these people, so you admit that you could be very, very, very wrong. And the simple fact of the matter is, if, basically, let's put it this way, if you think the dome is made out of glass, right, and the moon reflects off the water as well as the sun, why do we get no reflections from the firmament then? Explain that shit to me. Oh no, it's a special type of glass that doesn't reflect, is it? Is that the kind of shit? Is that the kind of shit you're gonna give me? Jesus. Okay.
The sun is low, and it's I mean it's so low. I can't even say. I don't want to start to trigger everybody. It'll get triggered.
There we go. Okay. You've said this you've said this several times in many of your videos, that you seem to know how high it is. Come on then, spring that piece of information out on us then. Please tell us. You don't fucking know, do you?
Everybody will start getting triggered.
Jesus, man, yeah. Oh, I'm fucking triggered.
NASA admits it's Photoshop because it has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, because they're composite images. Back when these composites were made, there were no satellites that had a actual camera that was designed to take a full picture. Only in the last fair few years we've had that, from the Discover satellite to the Himawari satellite. But you still think those fucking things are photoshopped. You need to understand what composite entails. Composites were basically taken from satellites that were in a lower orbit that scan the Earth as it orbits. It takes like strips. But obviously there's going to be gaps, there's going to be problems. So these people then take that, right? They then Photoshop all the, let's say the messy stuff like the clouds off. Then they colour it all back in. Then they put those clouds back on. And then in the correct way. And then they fold everything together to make it look like the Earth. And the thing is, the unaltered strips, the scans, can actually be found. You can look at those things, but you don't, do you? You just focus on this pile of shit when they say they have to be photoshopped. And there's a reason why they're photoshopped. But you people just seem to go off your own tangent and make up your own bollocks about it.
Did they leave out a P, or is it just me? Choked. The curve of the Earth isn't significant enough to obstruct. Just me. Choked. Wave can block it. The sunlight, but a 1-foot wave can block it.
It's the angle of that bend, for fuck's sake. The angle of the tilt over hundreds of miles isn't exactly that extreme. These waves are like practically they were like 70 degrees. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm just dumbfounded by the people that think it's the angle of this. Hell, if you can probably get this exact same reflection on a certain time on a ball, but then you won't take into consideration the scale and how far away the sun is and how powerful the light source is, or the material, the reflectivity of the water, or anything like that. You've just regurgitated this from fucking any other flat earth or Outer Bay or whatever it is, and you've just rolled with it without really thinking it through. Jesus.
See that curve here? This curve here blocked the reflection of the sun.
It's the steepness of it. For fuck's sake.
And it only took 1 foot. It's not even it's like 1 foot wave. It's not even rideable there. You will not ride that wave.
And that's supposed to mean something?
Maybe.
Oh, he answered my question.
You better get a boogie board in here. The ankle biters. Yeah, the sun is local. Look at this shit. Look how local that is.
How can you tell from that picture that it's local?
I mean, that shit is close and fucking low and...
Again, how can you tell?
It's reflecting here on the water because it's flat. Water doesn't reflect off a curved surface. It leaves like a... God, what do they
So you have no idea what to say, do you?
call it? Anyway. But the path to the sun is called the ecliptic. And the analemma will show that the path of the sun in Tropic of Cancer is a much tighter loop than the Tropic of Capricorn. It's huge compared to the analemma of the Cancer.
You pretty much only found out what the analemma was pretty much about a couple of weeks ago. Then you rolled with that again. Even though those things are perfectly explained using orbital mechanics. They don't prove that the Earth's flat. You've looked at that image, listened to a flat earther that says that's proved it, and you've just gone with it, as usual.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one. One moves across the sky, but the other one doesn't. No, they both circle above. Round and round they go. Sun takes 24
That's a fake picture, and you fucking know it.
hours. The moon 24 hours 50 minutes. And the firmament with the stars that are fixed to it. Sidereal days 23 hours 56 minutes. You're on a flat plane, you look up, everything is circling above you. Sometimes the sun...
So you've just stated there that the moon and the sun and the stars all rotate at the same time, at the same speed. But if that was the case, that means the moon would always be behind or in front of the same stars.
This loop is a small loop, and it stays around the north, say the United States area longer, and less in Australia. And it's the opposite. It's a bigger, wider loop, more closer to Australia in the Tropic of Capricorn, and our winter here in the U.S. They're telling you that the moon goes around the Earth in 1 month, and it goes above us every day, 24 hours, 50 minutes. And they're telling you, when you can see, it's just like the sun. Same thing. Circles above. And that's what they just lie, but people don't go outside, and they won't fucking look. I looked. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe I'm being lied to. I'm triggered. Are you in it?
So you actually just admitted that you're being triggered. So this has messed up your head. Now I can prove to you that he's just stated that the moon travels around us 23 hours and 50 minutes. Right? So do the stars in the firmament, and so does the sun. Okay? But if you just watched and stargazed for more than fucking 20 seconds, you'd figure out that was a pile of bull. I mean, look at this, right? Okay? Here's the moon, this is the stars, right? At the moment, this is the constellation Leo. It's right below there. If I go through the hours, and as the moves over, you see a different sky, right? Right, okay, so this is going to go out of my frame, so this is going to go out of my thing. Let's find Leo again. I think Leo's just there. There's the moon. So that went a good, that's a few hours. Fair few hours, right? There it is again. So let's go back to like a certain amount of time. Let's see how many hours that was. Okay, so that's 10:03, so that's 10 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so that's 11 hours. 12 hours, 13 hours. And it hasn't moved that much. Okay? It's probably moved a little bit. It's probably, it's now closer to Regulus than it was to Churton. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing these correctly. I do apologise. So let's go back again. Let's go back to where this was. And look, it's now closer to the other one, so it moves that way. Right? So let's go back to here. If I go a day forward, so a full 24 hours, look how much is over there. Then it's over here. And like I said, so it's a full day, full 24 hours, because the same stars are now above me. Alright? The same stars are above me at this moment in time. Obviously, they do change due to our orbit. So, go another day, see, the stars have moved that way. But look where the moon is now. Okay? So let's go back here. This is May the 5th. Let me go a month. Right, okay? So that was May the 5th. It's now May the 14th here. It's now there. May the 15th. It's now just gone below the horizon. Okay? So let's just see where it'll be on April. the 5th or 3rd or 4th. I say it'll be around about here. Right? See, now Leo is starting to go near the horizon. Oh, here it is, look. June the 1st, June the 2nd. So, roughly, within a month's time, it's back to where it was. So, try and explain that, dimshit. I mean, come on. It does orbit faster than that. Right? And then this proves that the moon does move. Okay? And it moves separately to the sun. Okay? So let's choose a time where the sun is now visible. So, there's the sun. Let's go days. So as you can see, the moon was moving quite some margin within 24 hours. Right, okay? So let's just go... So 24 hours, that was 20... So it's June the 1st. Let's just go back in time, let's say. It'll make it easier. Right, 24 hours. It's doing big jumps in a couple of days. Right, big jumps in a couple of days. It's moved within about 3-4 days from down here to all the way up there. Okay. Let's go back down to June the 1st. Now look how little the sun moves in 24 hours in retrospect. See, there's the moon coming whizzing past. There's the moon coming whizzing past. You've noticed that the moon phases are exactly what you'd expect from it reflecting the sun's light, but that's an argument for another time. You know, and look how little it's moved. In a moment, you'll see the sun come through again. There we go, here it comes again. So I've gone 1 month. That's 2 months. There we go, here are all the planets. Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Mars. And Neptune. You know, so the fact that the moon overlaps the sun 3 times in 3 months knows that it does a much bigger loop. I mean, loop. See, now I'm copying his fucking words. The moon orbits 3 times in a month, and it's overtaken the sun 3 times within that month. So this whole notion that they all fucking circle above us within 24 hours, or 23 hours and 50 minutes, as you like to put it, is complete horseshit, bullshit, cat shit, dog shit, whichever one of shit you want to go with. I mean, fucking hell. Just look at shit and document shit, measure shit, use maths, use some science. Okay? Bloody hell. And it's this simple. This is well documented. Right? All these star trails, there are amateur people who follow this. Even I've done my own kind of memorization of where the sun and the moon are at certain times of the year. And at some point, I think I probably might actually do some videos where I do show. But unfortunately, I don't really have a decent camera to take any pictures. But more on that another time. So there. So just literally within a short space of time, I've completely blown that concept out of the water, that they all turn at the same time. Which they clearly do not. So that's enough on that. Okay? Lovely jubbly. Oops. There we go. Right. Just carrying on.
Because like religion and like science, you have to have faith in what they tell you.
No, you don't. So what about the faith that you have in what you have been told? So that's somehow better and more believable than the rest of the world and our normal science.
You got to have faith in all this Hubble telescope, all this shit you have no access to. You got to have faith.
You have no access to any of the shit that you've been talking about.
Called a religion. Scientism.
And what's yours called then?
Is a religion. Government. All this shit where you gotta have faith in other people, that's a religion. The state, Statism is a religion.
Holy shit. How much crap can you bring out in one video?
Well, you have to have faith in that, all your government officials and all this shit that they're telling you the truth about anything. That's called having faith.
No, that's just putting your trust in some people. Like, you trust your friends not to steal from you. That's not... I don't have faith in my friends that they're going to not steal. There's trust. It's different.
You have faith in your government. You have faith that these scientists are...
Yeah, so if you have faith in your government and people like that, what's wrong with that? You do know that Einstein isn't the only one that studies theory of relativity. Thousands of scientists have looked at it and studied it, and theory of relativity has passed every test of itself so far. So, stop it.
Aren't lying to you. You have faith in them. Religion. You're an
Okay,
infinite
move
being.
on.
It's good news for you. How is the divine being intermediary? You're the divine. You're an extension of the source, first source. Yes, you are. You're a divine being. You don't have to like it. You should. You should be very happy you're an infinite being. It's good news for you.
Oh, shut up.
How exactly did Columbus prove the Earth to be a sphere when sailing from the Canaries to the Bahamas?
No. Columbus did not prove the Earth was a sphere. That wasn't his goal. Back during his era, it was pretty much an established fact that the Earth was a sphere at the time. He didn't go out to prove that the Earth was a sphere. Just this journey pretty much cemented his kind of knowledge on the fact that it was. That's pretty much it.
We're talking here to there. Up! Fucking A, it must be round. All the way. No. When you go around in a circle from east to west, thousands of circumnavigations done. Not a single one from north to south. Because the other side of the Earth doesn't exist.
Oh my fucking god.
It's flat. You would have to come from the North Pole and be able to come around through Australia from that side, from the south side of Australia. If you can't come from the south side of Australia, it's because it doesn't exist, and you can't. You never will.
The south side of Australia doesn't exist. What? Even if the Earth was flat, the south side of Australia would... I'd hate to be the people who live there. Fucking hell. Telling them that the south side of Australia doesn't exist. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course it exists.
I'll bet any of you dumb motherfuckers go come from the south side of Australia. It doesn't exist, and I'm gonna laugh at you. Hey, Napoleon.
Okay. Right, here. Let's put it this way. Here's the problem with this. They're asking something that would look... And then they plot it out on a flat map, right? So let's put it this way. If you wanted to do what he wanted to do and did a circle navigation from south to things like that, right? So let's from north to south or south to north or whatever, right? So let's just do what he said. So here's the non-existent south part of Australia. So measure distance, and let's take a journey up north. Okay, so let's go up here. Oopsie daisy, kind of fucked that up. And then come back down to Australia. Okay. Well, let's put it this way. Let's change that a bit so it's a little nicer on the eyes, right? So that's literally a full navigation of the thing, right? Let's just look at what that looks like on this map. Yeah, see, it looks like it's, I mean, come on. Which is one of the main reasons why you don't see many of those. And let's just have a look at how far this is, right? That's 30,000 miles. 30,000 miles. I mean, that's a shit ton. Why would you do that journey? You know? When you can easily do, let's say, this one. Measure distance, starting again from the non-existent south part of Australia. And let's go this way. That is now only 13,000 miles. Half the distance. Well, let's take another route. Okay, let's go from here to... Unfortunately, see, that's taken me around there, so I'll have to do that again. So, measure distance. So let's go around here. And then up. That's 14,000 miles. That's still practically half the distance for that. So this whole notion to a full circumnavigation. What are you expecting people to do in terms of sailing and the full navigation? So let's just say you started off from the UK and you went down here, down here. What do you expect them to do? Get on land, walk across the South Pole, sail the boat around, get on the boat again, and then go back up here? What are you expecting people to do? Jeez, there's a reason why people circumnavigate this way. It's much quicker. And, you know, you can circumnavigate around here, you know, whatever. I mean, or the plane thing, you know? The plane idea. Well, on a flat earth map, that would look like something else. But I'm sick and tired of mentioning this shit. I really am. Let's have a look what that looks like on there if I didn't get rid of it. Yeah, I got rid of it. Never mind. Okay. Alright, back to this video.
What did you do last summer? I told you. Spent it with my uncle in Alaska making memes. Did you make any? Yes, like 50 of them. Trying to expose the freaking globe. What the heck would you do in a situation like that?
I think you do realise that this meme, ironically enough, is actually taking the piss out of you. And your entire Truth Alert fucking series, which is entirely composed of memes.
God!
So you do realise this thing is just taking the piss out of you, right? And flat earthers in general.
God! Uh-oh. Now, and they laugh at the demons love this shit right here.
The demons? What the fuck?
NASA spending billions of your tax dollars of imaginary science while people die. The demons love it.
What's so funny about this?
They feed off of this shit, your ignorance. Meanwhile on Earth, people are so dumb. This was the proof how fucking dumb everybody is. They're so fucking dumb.
Yeah, and you're a fucking fountain of truth and fucking intelligence, aren't you?
Look, it's simple. You give us your money and then we give you silly cartoons.
Like I said, so why are you blaming NASA for the world's poverty? That's what I don't fucking get. Their poverty in third world countries has got a lot more to do with America's tax money is going to the wrong place in your mind. Imaginary science? No. Just because you don't know anything about the Kepler telescope and what it does means nothing. Look this shit up before you fucking bring stuff like this. Oh, so if we weren't giving... So you're telling me that if we didn't give money to NASA, world poverty would fucking be cured right then and there? Jesus Christ, think before you fucking write stuff.
On Earth, look, it's simple. You give us your money and then we give you silly cartoons. And you fucking lump that shit up like you're soaking up gravy with bread. Fucking retards.
Why would you soak up gravy with bread for? Oh well. But that's not the point. Okay? Let me put it this way. Somebody did the math, right? I don't have the specific link to this. I might put the link in the description later. But somebody did the math, right? That only about per dollar of the entire tax that goes to the government, only 1 cent or 0.5 of a cent goes to NASA. So this guy did the math that an average family of 4 that earn, let's say, about $46,000 a year only pay $33 $33 a year to NASA. $33. That's fucking nothing. So that whole family only pays $33 of their cash to NASA. You specifically probably spend more than that on pizza in a week. Jeez. People all of America probably spend more money on fast food, right? And other types of things in a year than they will ever give to NASA. That's just a family. What about your internet provider and all these kind of things? You probably give more money to them. You specifically, you probably give more money to your internet provider than you do to NASA in a year. So stop coming up with that shit.
And lump that shit up like you're soaking up gravy with bread. Fucking retards. It's nuts. Yeah, you need some tough love, because you fuckers are zombies. You're necrophiliacs. You're fucking dead. You're filthy retarded.
You see what kind of a person he is? And you see why this guy makes me angry when he talks like that? He just called everybody necrophiliacs. You don't know a necrophiliac is a guy that pretty much sleeps with dead people, right?
And you need somebody to talk to you and to wake your fucking dumb ass up.
Oh yeah, because you're fucking intelligent, aren't you? You're such a nice human being.
And I'm here for you. I'm here to wake your dumb ass up. Tough love. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You don't have to fucking like it. You're not gonna like it. I damn sure don't like it. Them, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? Gee, I don't know. Fucking there's Iceland and it's green, and there's Greenland and it's ice. I mean, dude, did they invert everything? Is everything...
Why are you just picking on one picture of Iceland? You do know that most of Iceland is actually ice. Like some parts of the year, some parts of Greenland is actually covered in grass. I think I'm right in saying. I could be wrong. It's just certain times of the year. This is straw manning again. They've nitpicked certain images to try and prove your point.
Flipped on its head? What more proof do you fucking need? Everything's upside down.
You do realise that Greenland and Iceland are practically right next to each other, right? Here's Iceland, right? Most of it fucking covered in snow and ice. Here is an area that isn't. It's probably forested area, some of that, or depending on certain time of the year when this picture was taken. Let's zoom in. Let's do some satellite pictures. Oh shit! Look at that. Fucking covered in ice. All right, that's changed it quite a bit. But look, ice, snow, green, but still very, very cold, as you can tell by the ice on the mountaintops here. This has probably got a lot of green on it. Let's move over to Iceland. But even in your kind of convoluted kind of thing, right? Oh, there's some green there, look, see, and everything. Further up, you know, it's there. But look at the distance. It's practically there. The fact that a lot of Scotland is sometimes covered in snow and ice in certain times of the year. So is Norway. A lot of green exists up there. You know, look at this island. Snow and ice. So what's the name of everything got to do with anything? A guy discovered it, called it Greenland. What you expect it to be called? Whiteland? Or Snowland? Jeez, man. Like I said, this ice coverage will probably be a lot greater depending on the time of year. Which is probably why this looks so white in this image. I know this is just a fake thing, you know. This is just a cartoon thing, just to basically put people, you know, to get the point of the imagery across. It's fascinating, it really is. So there are some places here that don't have snow coverage, like this bit here. Look at the green. Look at the green land here. So it all depends on what time of year its discoverer landed on certain things. God, this video's getting long. Sorry about this. I will be finished soon, I do promise you.
We're living in the land. What world this is? Here we go. Water forms flat.
No, it doesn't.
There's your tree of life, but they put a fucking obelisk there, and these Egyptian freaks, Rockefellers. Here's the continents, and you have to have this little lip. See that lip there? That's a container. It holds water. It's like the
Yes.
Antarctic 360-degree wall. You have to have a container.
Which is yet to be proven to exist. Nobody's ever mapped it out.
Water will not stick to a ball. You have to.
No, it doesn't stick to a ball, but it'll stick to a ginormous planet that has gravity on it.
Contain it. It'll flow until it's contained, and then it'll level off on the surface every time. It'll take the shape of whatever you put it in, and then at the surface, it will be level. All liquids are.
Level doesn't mean flat.
All liquids. But it's a flat road. It's flat for miles. We have sitting down at the very low level of the ground here. We're on the ground. You know? We're on the ground here.
Yes, you've established that.
And then the reason you think that's a curve is when you stand up, here you go, up, it's flat. But then wait, maybe that's curved. Well, maybe, no. Stand up higher, up. Well, maybe, no. There's no curve. It comes up to your eye level. It's called the horizon because it's flat.
It's not called the horizon because it's flat. Fuck's sake. Line of convergence. It's amazing. Look how fucking huge that line of convergence is then. And it's bullshit. It's rubbish that everything rises to your eye level. That's just complete stupid. It doesn't. That's a false statement right there.
Horizontal line.
Your eye cannot determine a difference between small angles. Like I'm looking at, now the top of my monitor compared to in the middle of my monitor. And my eyes don't move that much. I mean, at all. Well, they do move a bit, but then according to my looking, I'm still thinking that I'm looking straight on. So when you magnify that at an extreme distance, your eyes will probably only have to move a minute amount to follow the horizon as you're traveling up.
Lines are flat. Italian physicist and radio pioneer, blah, 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 succeeds in sending the first radio transmission across the Atlantic Ocean, disproving those who claim that the curvature of the Earth would limit transmission to 200 miles. The message traveled more than 2,000 miles. But see, they're going to tell you satellites. Oh, well, it's curved Earth. The satellite did it. No. We're using towers here.
Well, I have no idea where he's brought this from, but I'll have a look at this myself. I have no idea what this claim. This could be complete made-up bullshit, because I have no idea. So I'll look at this myself later on.
You got to go with the truth. And here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Curvature. I'm telling you. I went out and tried to measure it. I tried to prove the dumb globe-tard ball-licking Earth. Couldn't do it. I had to go with the truth.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
You got to go with the truth. And here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is. I went out and tried to measure it. I tried to prove the dumb. I'm telling you.
So where's you talking about this then? Oh, I think you talked about it in another video. But I'm gonna put this on you now. I looked this up. Okay, I looked this up. Jupiter. This wasn't a photograph of Jupiter in 2017, right? It actually explains on the NASA website itself, if you just bothered to go and have a look, that it explains that the image of Jupiter used was the image of Jupiter from 2014. Because this image here was done with infrared, which is why you can see it, right? So what they did then, they grabbed this image of Jupiter and placed it where it would have been. It's as simple as that. Look this shit up. Before, it's astonishing people are still going with this.
And here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is what you see when you zoom in on Venus, Mars, any of the lights out there, the wandering stars or the fixed stars. Majority are fixed. You get these reflections because there's water above.
What do you mean fixed? No, they're not fixed.
Water below. Water's above the firmament.
And that's not what you see. That's definitely not what you see. What you're experiencing with those stars is just literally light travelling through our atmosphere. And at extreme distance.
Water's above the firmament. Sonoluminescence. You have light. Slow down the vibration of light and frequency and you get sound. And then you slow that down even more and it creates form. All the ancients knew this shit. And then NASA, from the paperclip program created by Nazi Werner von Braun.
No, these images are clearly depicting the known world at the time. Because people didn't travel as much back then. You know what I mean? They're only clearly depicting, like what? The Egyptians, for example. So the firmament in the Egyptian films you hear is a giant woman painted in blue that's basically like fucking lying on top of everybody. And then Hindu, fucking a giant tortoise with fucking elephants on it. I mean, come on. What is this proof of? You do know these are modern images and interpretations of these kind of things. These aren't what they were drawing at the time. And it's not just NASA. It's okay, so stop with that shit. I mean, they were just depicting the known world at the time. That's it. That's not proof of anything.
Who put on his tombstone Psalms 19:1 or some verse, whatever it was, that says that the firmament showeth God's handiwork. Nobody that believes in space is going to put the firmament showeth God's handiwork.
No, because religion doesn't disprove anything. In the Bible, it never states, how large the firmament is. It never states how large the heavens are. It never states any of this. I mean, come on. Grow up. And my video's about to turn 50 minutes. Oh my fucking god. I don't think many people are going to watch this, are they? But, we'll just keep on doing this as many times as I'd like it. Now, I'm going to say this again. Right? I want you to come to my video, Subphotonic, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, and I want you to come onto my videos and comment on my videos. I won't block you, and I won't make fun of you or anything like that when you come and comment on my videos. Okay? Let's have a bit of a civilized debate on this. Let's just see what kind of a man you really are. Okay? Stop spouting this rubbish. I have proved you wrong so many fucking times. I have proved, hell, I've even proved Russian vids. A lot of stuff that he's saying is wrong. Okay? Come to my fucking videos, please. Let's just see if let's just see if you're any sort of man that I think you are. But at this present moment, you've just demonstrated to me how little you fucking know, and how many times you regurgitate. I know for a fact that most of the stuff you believe in Flat Earth, and most of the memes you point up, you don't know for a fact any of that. You've had, as you like to say, faith in what Eric Dubé has been saying, or Jeranism, or Russian vids has been saying. That idiotic fucking thing where you zoom in and it makes the sun rise. Even though in that very video, when you zoom in, the fucking sun gets smaller. How can you not notice that shit? Okay? So, come on to my videos. I want to see if you actually exist. See if you're man enough to basically take I take criticism. If anybody wants to come onto my videos and say they're shit, fine. I want you to do the same. Okay? Thank you very much. So that's me done, and I hope to see you next time, and hopefully with a much shorter video than 50 minutes plus. I do sorry, please watch it, please rate and subscribe, and we'll see how far I can go from here. Thank you very much, and good night.